What's up, LA Live Gang? Excuse me. What's up, LA Live Gang? This is your boy AC, and I'm back with another live stream edition of LA Sports Live. You guys see the thumbnail, you see the title. Let's get straight to it. Feel like this is like deja vu again. Another must-win game for the Lakers versus the LA Clippers. We know the Lakers fell short in the last edition of the must-win games versus the Clippers. But I think this is going to be a different. I think this is going to be a different outcome this time because the Lakers, and I don't want to keep making excuses for them, man, but it really don't have any time left to, you know, mess around, man. The Lakers gotta make a start making a move, start trying to jump up in the standings. What's up to the chat? Um, you gotta try to make a move, and the easiest way to make a move in the standings and to jockey for playoff position is to beat teams in front of you, man. So they have a direct chance right here, right now, to make a move to be the team that's above them. That's the dumbass, sorry ass, stupid ass Clippers. Okay, then we just played the Clippers, but actually the Clippers had a couple games since we last played them, and it's interesting they played back to back game against the Houston Rockets. Now the Clippers are now 33-31. They're a couple games above 500 and 6-4 in their last 10. Man, so the Clippers they've kind of regrouped a little bit and playing well. Salute to everybody in the chat. Um, you know where things stand with the Lakers, man. 7 games under 500, 27-34, 3-7 in our last 10. So, you kind of got two teams going in different directions, man. So the Lakers definitely got to turn around. But I've been checking out the Clippers, man, and those last 2 games. This is why you got to beat the Clippers. Okay, this is why you got to beat the Clippers and take advantage of this situation here. Now, the Clippers played 2 games since they last played the Lakers, both against the Rockets. They had one really bad game against the Rockets. They were able to eke out a 1 point victory in that game. They shot really bad from threes, had a gang of turnovers. Reggie Jackson laid them. Excuse me, Reggie Jackson led them in points with 26 points, but they had a. It was a bad game, and had they been playing a lesser team, which Houston ain't that good either, but had they played a little bit better team, actually, they would have lost. But since they were playing such a shitty team, excuse my language, the Rockets, they were able to win. Well, what was it, 99-98? Then they turned around the next night. The next night, they turned around and played the Rockets again, and they beat the hell out the Rockets. I think they had like a 25-point lead in that game. They ended up winning by 14. And in that game, it was a much more balanced scoring by most of the starters and some reserves, and they kind of cut down their turnovers a little bit. And as you can see, the versus the exact same team they won going away. They won by 14, but like I said, they were up as much as by 25 against the Rockets. So I'm just kind of like, look, this damn Clipper team ain't that good, man. Come on, against the very same team, they have a real crappy game. They win by 1 point. In the next game, they're up by 25 and end up winning by 14. So the Clippers just ain't that good, man. So my whole point is here, Lakers, man, you guys got you guys got to take advantage of this situation here, man. It is a bad matchup for the Lakers because the Clippers just have so many different guys they could throw at LeBron. But and we have some guys, most notably. Well, they have some guys, most notably Marcus Morris Senior. That's just kind of been like he's just kind of been like a thorn in the Lakers side, man. And I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. The Clippers, it's like This is the NBA Finals. Every time they play the Lakers, man, they always seem to play their best basketball. But anyway, it's got to stop tonight, man. Salute to the chat. It's got to stop tonight. These are the dumb, sorry ass, inconsistent Clippers. The Lakers just got to put their foot down tonight, man, and go ahead and take care of business, um, and beat these Clippers, man. Now, we got Laker news now. I know everybody's been over all these things, the different Shaq talking crap and this and that, man. Look, don't be paying attention to the stuff Shaq be saying, man. Now, Shaq says stuff. I don't know if he really means it, but I think it's just kind of ridiculous for somebody to say, look, if they trade a certain player or if they trade that player, that nobody's ever going to want to play. Uh, as Amir, you always show up when I talk about the Clippers. But what's up, man? Thanks for coming through. Um, Man, people always going to play for the Lakers. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what nobody says on TV. Look what happened. The Lakers just picked up. You guys know they just picked up two guys, and I looked at DJ Augustine's his first presser with the Lakers, and dude was so happy. He said, "Hey man, I couldn't pass up this opportunity to play with the Lakers." DJ Augustine straight up said, "I'm chilling, with the family, whoop de whoop. I'm doing my thing." He said other teams were calling him, and he pretty much he pretty much chose to stay at home and chill and come to the Lakers rather than go play with some other teams. Man, he passed up money. I was like, God damn. Hold on a minute, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Look, people always gonna want to come to the Lakers, man. DJ Augustine straight up said, "Look, there were other teams calling me, but I'm at home. My kids are in school. But when the Lakers call, he said, "Hey, I couldn't pass this opportunity up. I couldn't pass this opportunity up to come and play in LA with, like a player with the caliber of LeBron James and yada yada yada." So look, man. So people saying that nobody wants to come to the Lakers, nobody wants to do this, and no one wants to do that. Look, you guys probably laughed at my other video um, about Liz Cambage, but she could have made triple the amount of money she's making in the WNBA. She could have made triple, almost. She could have made almost $1 million playing overseas, but no, she decided to come to LA and play in LA because there's so many off the court opportunities, all that kind of stuff, man. So people need to stop with this mess about nobody wants to come to LA, yada yada yada. Man, stop with that crap. Get out of here. Now it's gonna be a short live stream, guys, because uh, I am at work right now. But I decided to sneak this in. But I'm tired of hearing this crap about Rob Palinka, and he doesn't know what he's doing. He's a snake. He's not returning phone calls. Man, let me read this crap. Let me read this crap. This is on Lakers Daily. It says several rival front offices have indicated Palinka has lacked when it comes to working with opposing teams. Jack Fisher of Bleacher Report wrote he wasn't returning some teams' calls at this year's trade deadline. One general manager told Bleacher Report. He was an asshole as an agent, said another assistant general manager. He had the most powerful players, and if he wanted the player moved, he would have eviscerated you as a staff to get whatever he wanted. You can't do that to people and expect them to work with you when you join their side. Now, look at all these since. since this All-Star break, look at all these negative stories, all these dumbass stories that come out about the Lakers and Rob Pelinka, and supposedly he's just totally inept as a front office manager or whatever you want to call him, man. Me, first of all, I had already told you guys that most of these stories, 85 to 90% of these stories that you hear are fake. It's garbage. It's BS. It's just people stuff. It's just stuff people put out there, man. Just stuff people put out there for news and clicks and views. It's just a bunch of bull crap. And this mess from supposedly rival general managers and assistant general manager talking about such big of an asshole Rob is, as he was as an agent, and how big of an asshole he is as a front office person. Man, it's bull crap. This is a bunch of haters running around talking crap about the Lakers, man. I don't buy it. It seems like every time they say Rob is just totally inept, he can't do it, he won't be able to do this, he won't be able to do that, and then he turns around and does it. With Magic left, they said Rob Palinka, he won't be able to he won't be able to finish the AD trade. AD trade done. Oh, Rob Palinka, they won't be able to clear enough space. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to clear enough space to try to get the third star and Kawhi later. It's not going to happen. They're wasting their time. They did it. Now Kawhi decided to go elsewhere, but they cleared the cap and they did it. And if he decided, and if Kawhi decided to come to the Lakers, we what you would have said about Rob Pelinka then? And all this. It's just then he wins a championship. So between now and then, I know a lot of stuff has happened, and I've heard a lot of negative stuff about the Lakers front office, man. But I'm just here to tell you guys, most of this crap, yeah, it should be a good game tonight. But most of this crap you guys are hearing about the Lakers and the front office and all that stuff is a bunch of bull. It's a bunch of damn haters who continually don't want to hear. They don't want to see the Lakers do good. Um, the Clippers want desperately to take over the LA. Look, all my kids, if your kids go to public school, they don't go there anymore. But the Clippers go to every damn public school there is, give out Clipper backpacks, and they redo the basketball courts and the players and staff and cheerleaders. They at different schools every damn day. Clippers trying to take over the city, man. It ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna happen. But they're trying. I know y'all trying, bro. But Amir, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you're out here, but the Clippers are desperately trying to take over LA. It just ain't gonna happen, man. So try if you want. It just ain't gonna happen. Um, Now a couple more stories. Now this story about what Russell Westbrook wanting to leave the Lakers. Now again, another story. There's mutual interest, and he wants to leave, and the Lakers want to get rid of him, and all this other kind of stuff. Now, look, there might be some truth to this story because I started to think about it, and I was like, man, why would he want to leave? Why would Russ want to leave? He's at home. He can play in front of his family and all that kind of stuff. And I thought about it. I said, well, Russ only has 1 year left on his contract. This year hasn't really been too good. And I do believe that Russ wants to play for several more years. So, he if he knows that more than likely that uh, the Lakers are want to going to move him, and next year will be the last year of his contract. I think he probably wants it to be known out there that look, he wants to leave LA because I believe he wants to go to a fresh opportunity where he can kind of run a show like he did in Washington. And at this point, this would be the last year of his contract, and he wants to play more. He wants to play more. Yeah, bro. The Clippers are really they're going for it, man, but it just ain't gonna happen, man. It's just too many years, too many, too much history in LA, too many players, and it just cemented in LA that for the Clippers to take over, man. The Clippers have a very nice facility going up in Inglewood. They have their new arena going up in Inglewood right across the street from where the Rams play. That ought to be pretty interesting, man. But new stadium or not, they're always going to play second fiddle to the Lakers. That's just the way it is. But anyway, um, I believe that story. Now that story I believe to be true about Russell Westbrook wanting to leave the Lakers. I believe that. Now, one more thing here, man, about the playoffs, guys. One more things about the playoffs now. The Lakers are in no position, excuse me, no position to be talking about uh playoffs. I mean, the Lakers got to try to win some games, and then they got to try to win some games in a row, you know, before we can really think about playoffs. But I did hear Vogel mention about playoffs, and he believes, along with other people in the Lakers organization, that if they get a healthy AD back and LeBron's knee is not too bad, that they feel they can do some damage in the playoffs. And you know, with the new additions, and we'll see how that work. I kind of feel the same way, man. And I identified three teams that the Lakers may play in the playoffs that I think the Lakers could beat very easily. The Lakers could beat very easily in the playoffs if everything's going well, everything's clicking. Of course, the Lakers won't have no home court advantage over anybody. But if the Lakers have already beat the Utah Jazz several times this season. I think they can handle the Jazz in the 7 game series. Um, Dallas Mavericks. Now, I think we got one or two more games with the Dallas Mavericks. Um, the Mavericks played us tough, and then they pulled it out at the end of the last game. LeBron kind of ran out of gas, but I'm thinking, man, if you have a healthy Anthony Davis, Vogel will have his rotation, straight by playoff time. Um, it ought to be a very interesting series versus the Mavs. Jason Kidd was on our staff the last couple seasons, so he knows the kind of stuff. He knows a lot of stuff that we like to run. And then on the flip side of that, Vogel is really close with Kidd, so I think he kind of has a good idea how Kidd may think. So I still think that's a good matchup for the Lakers, the Dallas Mavericks, and I still think the Lakers could beat the Mavericks in the 7 game series. Now, Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors. Now, I don't think the Lakers have beat the Golden State Warriors this season, man, but every game has been a close game, has been a good game. And Steph, for whatever reason, has a really hard time, getting going and getting cooking against the Lakers, man. So, and there's other reasons too, but I just really think the Lakers have a good shot at beating the Golden State Warriors in the 7 game series. Now these are, and then we could throw in the Clippers too, man. If they get a chance, if they have to play the Clippers or whatever, when it comes down to it, I think the Lakers could beat the Clippers in a 7 game series as well. Because I don't think I don't think Paul George or Kawhi are going to come back. It just wouldn't make any sense at this point to come back this season. But we should see, man. But that's what I think about the playoffs, man. The Lakers just have to get in, and that ain't no guarantee right now. The Lakers just have to get in. Um, look at what's going on. Look at what's going on with the Phoenix Suns. No Chris Paul, and then you have Devin Booker. Devin Booker back in COVID protocol. So anything could happen, man. Anything could happen, man. If and another thing with people going in protocols, you know how that stuff goes, man. It goes in waves. So you never know. We might get another flare up, You might never get another flare up on that Suns team. They might pass it on the other team. So it's just there's so many unknowns and so many different variables that with a team with like the Lakers, if we have a healthy LeBron and AD, you just really can't count them out, man. You just really can't count them out. But first and foremost, they got to make it. They got to make it to the playoffs, man. And right now, if the Lakers don't get a little consistency going, they got to win 2 or 3 games in a row, man. They got one of the toughest schedules to close out the year. So there's going to be no easy outs. No easy outs for the Lakers at this point forward. So this is gonna have to put up or shut up, man. Put up or shut up. Um. Anyway, just wanted to jump on real quick, guys. My break time is over. I got to end the stream. Salute to everybody in the chat. Amir, Laker fan for life. Who else came through? Blue Boat came through. Shout out to my main man Kareem. You guys make sure you subscribe to the Kareem Report. Who else came through? Who else came through? Say Blue Boat. That's about it. But anyway, thanks guys for coming through. I'm gonna have I've been working behind the scenes, man. I'm trying to upgrade the production value when I do my streams. So be on the lookout for that, man. I'm trying some different things. Um, I gotta get some more equipment, but that's be on the lookout for some changes to the live streams real soon. Anyway, this is your boy AC LA Sports Live. I will wrap with y'all later.